Good morning, all you fabulous people. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Enjoyed the 5th anniversary stream. That was kind of neat. The questions and stuff like that learned, as well as the gameplay was cool. But the big bomb was Jarl Vinready is coming in an Armory deck. Ice Earth Guardian. End of November, the 29th. So just after Thanksgiving. It will be $60, so just wanted to point that out. USD here in the States, but here's the rest of the currencies wherever you're at. The other thing I wanted to point out that, where did it go? It will include 1 legendary equipment and 23 majestics. To me, this reads that this deck, more so than any other Armory deck, will be very viable, and they will have his specializations. They released a few, as well as some reprints and some other stuff. $60 price tag for a more complete package, in my opinion. Just wanted to throw that out there before we got in this discussion of all his cards. I will say Mangle is for sure going to be reprinted in his deck. They've already basically announced it. I wouldn't be shocked if some of the other cards get reprinted, but we'll get into that. Anyway, Channel Lake Frigid, the alt art, very pretty card. A lot of people said it's the most beautiful card in Fab. They were down to like $60. I pointed them out a while ago. They sold over the weekend. They were up to like 300 even. They had basically sold out. Now the stock has been replenished down to 172. I still think this is probably too high. There is a lot of Tales of Aria out there still that needs to be opened and or just laying around that hasn't been listed on the market. So I would be careful on a lot of these Tales of Aria products that have been so cheap for so long. There's so much product out there. Anyway, 172, just wanted to point it out that it has come down, but from where it was over the weekend. But it is still about $90 from where it was. Bark Skin of the Millennium Tree, the EA popped about $50. He is an Earth hero, so he can use this, and creating embodiments of Earth tokens. Really good for Guardian game plan. I do think his whole hero ability is based around ice, so I'd be a little bit more careful of the Earth stuff. But me personally, I really want to try to make like Plow Under, Bark Skin, and Felling of the Crown work, but the problem I think is you're going to sacrifice a lot of synergy of the ice stuff, and I kind of want to make an aggressive Earth deck kind of thing. That's my thing, but I am no pro player, and it's probably a jank deck, so I would hold off on Earth. Tectonic Plating is really good still. Don't mention this in later in the cards, but $40 for Tectonic Plating seems like a steal even. The other thing to keep in mind, all the Armory decks have had very good, very specific equipment for that hero and that deck's game plan. So I would hold off on the equipment as a whole. Just word of caution there. I have a feeling this, as I said before, the Armory deck's going to be very complete. And basically it'll swap out some cards, probably add in CNCs and like weakest links, the warmongers, that kind of stuff into it, and it will be pretty tournament viable. Heart of Ice. Out of the equipment that I think you're going to run, this is basically I think your Runeblade Wizard counter if you're running this. This is a once per turn action. It does have Go Again. Cards and activated abilities cost opposing heroes an additional resource to cost. So basically, you activate this on your turn, and you can slow down them playing cards on your turn. So it helps with like D-reacts, and it helps with like Kano and Wizards playing stuff on your turn. I don't think this is worth $50. I would hold off on this. This is just crazy to me. And it blocks 1. So just wanted to point that out. Deadward Dirge, the EA promo from ProQuest has gone absolutely crazy. Stacks mentioned it, and then I saw it went up further from where he mentioned it. These are pretty cool. This card is really good in Viscerai. These EA Microtext cards continue to show that they're super sought after right now. Earth form, lightning form. I even had I got some the wood carapace, dyadic wood carapace or something like that. The Earth D-React. Got some of those for the Armory, and I instantly listed them because I thought a few bucks is better than me just sitting on them forever and doing nothing with them. And I had trouble packing that up and sending it out because it was such a pretty card. So these Microtext cards, I think, are going to be a big hit. The rarer they are, the more expensive they are. I don't think this is worth $50, unfortunately. Probably 10 to 20 is where I would settle, so hold off on that. But just wanted to point that out. Stalagmite. This one, I'm going to also say this in Rampart later in the stream. I think I also have it. I have a feeling all of the pictures we've seen Jarl, including the Armory deck, he is holding an giant like axe claw hammer type thing, which looks two-handed. I would be very cautious of the shields. I mean, yes, there may be an optimal build for like Titan's Fist and like Rampart or Stalagmite, in my opinion, but I have a feeling out of the Armory deck they're going to give you a two-handed weapon. And they said on stream that his Armory deck, or one of the devs on the stream over the anniversary, said that his weapon is their favorite weapon in the game. And that's all they got, and it hasn't been announced yet. So wait for Osaka. I would wait for these to cool off. We're going to get more information at Worlds about this deck. But I would hold off on Stalagmite. This is an Everfrest Legendary. It's only usable in one hero right now. And it creates Frostbites. But I have a feeling they're also going to errata Frostbite because they're being put into exposed equipment zones, which wasn't done previously with the Frostbites in general. So I have a feeling there's going to be a different way that works entirely. So I would hold off on this. This maybe gets changed as well. The other thing I wanted to point out on this is even when Oldhim was legal, this card was $24. Oldhim LL'd like in I guess this is even 2 years. Maybe it was a little bit more, but because Oldhim LL'd in the summer, so this only goes back to October of 23. Or am I reading that wrong? Yeah, October 31st of 23 basically is this last date, and then probably the 1st here, or 15th. But Everfest has been opened a lot, and there's still a ton more out there. So much more that they deleted Unlimited, and this is only used in one hero. I'd say be cautious of even at $45. I think probably 20 to 30 is where I would be looking at picking them up. Probably closer to 25, 30 if you wanted one for Jarl. Because I have a feeling we got this huge spike, and then we're not going to hear anything for a while, and it's going to come down. The market's been flooded back. I think everybody that bought one instantly bought one or already had one. Coronet Peak. This one is $25. It was $10 all day. The cold foil was up to like $50. I think his legendary, I have a feeling, is going to either be his helm or his weapon in the Armory deck. So I would hold off on this. This has no go again. And if they just pay one resource, they don't discard the card. So it basically helps them fatigue or helps them avoid the discard, and they can probably do something else with the effect. So I don't think Coronet Peak's all that, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't really have much experience with that card other than playing against it on Icelander. Pulse of Eisenloft. This card I think is going to be really good for Jarl. It's a Ice Earth defense, so you can fuse both with it. It also gives your Ice, Earth, and Elemental cards +1 while defending this turn, and it's a 6 block. This card seems like a no-brainer in Jarl. The non-foil is $4 for a play set. You're still looking at like $15 basically. The rainbow foil is up to $25, which I think is absurd. I'd hold off on that. The cold foil is $40. If you want to do the max bling, I think you go for the cold foil over the rainbow foil for $15 more. I think that's a little bit more reasonable. The cold foil only comes in first edition, so just watch out for that. Carrion Husk, off next to no news. I would assume this is off Levia Cooking maybe. It is up to from like $54, yeah, up to $80. Where's the cold foil at? Because it was close to $80. I'd spend the extra $10-15 and get the cold foil right now, but just wanted to point that out that it's jumped $30 off next to no news. Blaze Firemind, the cold foil. This was a skirmish win last season. Jumped up to $90 from like $78. One sold. Just wanted to point this out. You need this hero. The rainbow foil is about $40. I'll talk about it a little later. But the skirmish win cold foil, $100. Pretty good. Tomotai is up to back to his like 160, which was about where he was when Dromai LL'd. They ton have sold. This is crazy. Up basically $40 over a few sales. These are extremely rare, hard to pull. We did get what we thought was a Dromai teaser, and then it turned out to be Jarl. So I think I'd wait off on these to cool. I have a feeling, though, just heads up, I do think Volcor 2.0 is probably the next set they're announcing at Worlds. Fi's gotten no support. The fans are aching for Dromai, and James and co. have said Draconic Illusionist is coming sooner than we thought, and I thought that would be the Armory deck, and it wasn't. So I think Volcor, Draconic, and maybe even Ice Wizard comes back for Volcor 2.0. Maybe even Ice Ranger 2. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But if I was to bet on a next set, it would be Volcor 2.0. With that also being said, Monarch 3 got pushed back to 2026. So that stuff will probably get cheaper and less desirable. Channel Lake Frigid, up to $17 for the non-foil, and the rainbow foil is $25. I'd buy the rainbow foil if you wanted this card right now for another $6 to $7. This to me still seems too expensive. There's a ton of Ario out there that needs to be open. I'll have to look on the EV tracker if Aria is worth opening now, technically, but we'll see. I just wanted to point this out, the chart again. This spike is a 2-year spike, even when Icelander was legal, and it was $10 or under basically for the rainbow foils. The non-foil was like $4, $5. So this is this is a huge spike. I don't know about all-time high, but it's way up there. Merciless Battle Axe, off like no news as well. Went from like $23 to $40. I think $40 is about the fair price. $20 for these Dynasty Marvels are too cheap. Maybe somebody's cooking with this. I would love a build with this. I'm not big brained enough to figure out a build with this. I really like this card. I want the overpower. I kind of feel like a wager Merciless Battle Axe build would be pretty cool, but I haven't really experimented with it. Betsy Skin in the Game, up to $80, $90. There's only 1 or 2 here left, and then it goes to $200, which I find is interesting. Betsy was the cheapest Marvel for a long time, like $60, $70 all day. Now there's not that many left on the market. Maybe that Contra Blessing Betsy has legs, but I doubt it. Sigil of Temporal Manipulation. This is basically a Kano ability. It's pretty good. It was down to like $13-14, and now it is up to 26, and then it goes to 30, 35. There's not that many left on the market here. Then we got Mangle. Hold off on buying your Mangles. We already saw that it's being reprinted. The non-foil will be probably $1 or under, like a lot of these other Armory reprints, probably 50 cents. It's a good card. It plays into what Jarl wants to do. But don't buy this. And I'd be a liar if I'm trying to sell into this, or didn't say I'm not trying to sell into this, and I've sold some Mangles, but people are buying it, and I don't get it. Blizzard, this is a good ice card. Target attack loses and can't get go again unless the attacking hero pays 2, so it's really good against Fi. I don't think this card is going to see much play, so I would hold off on $8. And the other thing with these cards that are spiking, a lot of these are non-attack cards, outside of like Mangle and Oakenold. I don't think I've mentioned Oakenold yet. Maybe that's later. And then there's like Blizzard is a no block, no attack. The Pulse is a big block but no attack. So if he's going to run all these no attack and low block cards, he has to make a very good use out of his weapon. So his weapon's got to be really good. So I would hold off on a lot of these. And once again, Arya, there's a ton of Arya out there to be opened. These prices are insane for how I guess a lot of people are excited about Jarl, but I think this cools off even before it releases, and then probably picks up again at release. Rampart, this one is, I think, one of I have trouble finding this if you're going to run Rampart over Stalagmite. I think you run Stalagmite over Rampart, but Rampart I think is the better long-term buy. Because it's just a Guardian, not an Ice Guardian. So any Guardian can run this. They may not want to, but even at $40, I think this isn't too bad for future-proofing. But even at its low, it was like 35. So this really isn't that much over the where it was. With that being said, there isn't much left on the rainbow foil side. The cold foil, there's 28 here at Salty Whale, so I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. But I, once again, have a feeling he's going to run a two-handed weapon, so watch out for that. The Dust. After the Dromai, or what we thought was going to be Dromai in the Armory deck, a lot of this Dust went absolutely crazy. Dust from the Fertile Fields went up about $3. Dust from the Crove Caverns, I think, is about the same. Dust from the Red Desert. There's one here at 37 cents, then it goes about two here at 37, then it goes to $1.50. The Red Desert. Oh, was that the one I just picked? Yeah. The Golden Plains. One moderate played, and it's about $2 after that, $1. A lot of non-foils left, but what's interesting here, come on, the rainbow foil of all these are absolutely bonkers. Chrome Caverns, $24. I was able to get some at 12. Golden Plains at 10. Fertile Fields, 12. Shadow Crypts, 14. 11 for the Red Desert and Stillwater Shrine. These are virtually unplayable at this wallet. They don't have go again, and they block 3 and they pitch for red. So it's really hard to find a use case for them. Even when Dromai was being played, Dust from the Red Desert was the only one that was seeing played to help your Venserkai stay out on the board and not get popped into like your Guardian and Brute matchups. I don't see Chrome Dust from the Chrome Caverns is probably my biggest one. You want to attack with Chromite to get the action points, so giving it getting rid of its Phantasm seems like a pretty big deal. Kyloria, I would say, is probably close second. Attacking with it, giving the 4 breakpoint to draw a card. Also really good. The Dust from the Fertile Fields, I think, is probably the worst one. You weren't really wanting to attack with Uvia ever. It's a one attack, and you want it to stay on the board and not get popped. And you want it to create Ash Wings. You just didn't swing with it. The 1 point of value wasn't worth it unless it was like trying to pull a card from your opponent's hand at like the end of the game. Dust from the Shadow Crypts, I think, is probably the next behind. I think Red Desert is behind these two, Golden Plains and Chrome Caverns. But then I think Stillwater Shrine is probably the second to worst one. You were never swinging with Moragai. You didn't want any chance that they could clear it off Phantasm Poppers. With that in mind, I think these Rainbow Foils are overpriced still. I would wait for them to come back down. These are all sub 10 listings, basically. The Bright Lights one, I have a feeling is going to stay up because not very much Bright Lights has been opened. A lot of these others, the product's been opened quite a bit. Spinal Crush. Oh, wow. This must have just refreshed. The non-foil Welcome to Wraith is up to $8. There's one here from History Pack 1. There's a lot of Welcome to Wraith out there as well. I would hold off on this. Not the first edition Rainbow Foil. Unlimited Rainbow Foil is like $16. This is in Welcome to Wraith, and it's also in History Pack 1. And there's a ton of both of those that may not be opened, and it may not be listed, but Welcome to Wraith, there's a lot opened, so I would hold off on Spinal Crush. But it is probably used in Jarl. It's been used in pretty much every Guardian ever. Ripple Away, pretty good against getting rid of Frostbites, or not allowing them to be created, basically. Good counter card. Generic. It's also good against Rune Blades. It's good against some creating other tokens like gold, that kind of stuff. Really good effect, and it's a blue block 3. So this is being sold out. It spiked a little bit. It was down to like 8. Now the Rainbow Foils are up to like 14, 15. And there's not many listings. There's 12 listings total, including the Rainbow Foils, which the Rainbow Foils are the majority here. I actually might buy some Rainbow Foils here once I get off stream. Yeah. Sigil of Brilliance, only one left on the market at $105. They like their Acilio Bling. I think there was one down here at, $80, and then it's pretty much depleted. Winter's Wail, don't buy this. This is banned in CC. If you want to play it in Living Legend, go ahead, but Jarl can't use this, other than Living Legend. Intellect Penalty, the Rainbow Foil. I thought these were cold foil out of the Judge Packs. I don't experiment with Judge Packs very much, but $25 when the last listing was $250. I had to point it out. These come in, I don't know which Judge Pack, but they came in the Judge Packs as an additional card to prevent curling. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Ninth Blade of the Oath, Blood Oath. There is a couple here, a playset here at like $6 to $8, and then they deplenish for the Rainbow Foils up to $30. The first edition Rainbow Foil is basically gone from the market. Just wanted to point that out. Viscerai is using these. Maybe Florian, but I think mainly Viscerai. There's not many left of the Rainbow Foils on the market. Verdance, the Marvel continues to go down. These were one sold at $150, so there was one sale below. $165. I just don't think there's that many people playing Verdance, unfortunately. I think this is probably one of the most pretty cards in the set. I do have one coming. I did a swap with Riddler Man. So I don't know if I'm going to sell it or keep it. This 160 seems too cheap. Construct Nitro Mechanoid. I just wanted to point out that the Rainbow Foil is like $33 Max is going to use these. I think he has legs after the Dash deck releases this Friday. The cold foil even popped up to like $50 and is back down to like 36. Buy the cold foils over the rainbow foils, in my opinion, at the $36, $35 range. It's rarer than the rainbow foil by a significant margin. The only problem is the Marvel version is, if you're going to bling out your deck, you're probably buying it. Twin Drive, there's a few that came back on the market around 45. This card got up to like $60, I believe. So just wanted to point that out. The rainbow foil especially, it was up to like 65, and there's one here at 50 and then 157. Glyph Overlay, these are the Team Covenant promos. I don't think this card is that playable personally for like constructed, but I did get wrecked by this in limited. But $10 for these. There's a whole bunch of them at Cashy Card Shop. These promos always command kind of a premium in the long run, but I don't think this is play. I might buy one of these just for the collection. Just want to throw that out there. Sacred Art Immortal Lunar Shrine Marvel is down to $28. There's two here. Enigma's a pretty strong contender in the meta, and this is going down. Seems kind of crazy to me. Blaze, the rainbow foil, went down another $4. I think now is probably the time to buy it if you're wanting to play it for skirmish or your local armories. I don't think it gets much lower than this, unfortunately. I thought this would get to $20, $30 pretty quick after the skirmish, but it really didn't. Spectral Shield, the cold foil. These are a prize wall item. $65 for these. Illusionist mains out there, if you want cold foil Spectral Shields, now might be the time. I don't see prize wall stuff go this low very often. Just want to throw that out there. And last but not least, the Dragon Marbles, I would say hold off buying them unless you're buying the like $20 range. Everything else I think is pretty overpriced because there's sub 10 listings. I think there's a lot of people buying these and just holding on to them when they get deals on them. And then as soon as this Dromai announcement is going to happen, there's going to be a surge in pricing because there's low inventory, and then this inventory will come back after the surge, and hopefully it'll be at a higher height that these people get their money back. I do have my dragons listed at about like 40-ish just in case. I've sold a few at 35 because I basically got them for like 10-15 bucks off of collection buys. So I am holding on to them as well. I thought I was going to get a playset. I can't bring myself to shuffle and flip them, so I listed the extra ones I had. I was pretty close to a playset. Anyway, code JCH gets you a free month of premium at Fyendal's collection. Subs at $5.48, almost $5.50. Thank you guys for your continued support. Have a great day. And Jarl's pretty sick. Have a good day.